It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, if you have just started a family or you and your spouse have a young family and you're struggling to juggle all of your responsibilities, then you need to stay tuned. Occupational therapist Meg Faure is back to share some wisdom and advice.
Now, most parents know they should lead by example, especially if you have young kids who look up to you, watching your every move. Now, starting your morning chaos with a healthy family breakfast is one way that you can set an example in a healthy nutrition and also boost your kids' day too. Now, Jungle Oats is low in GI, high in fiber, assists in heart wellness, and is also made from 100% whole grain pure oats, which of course leaves you fuller for longer. Now, here to chat to us about young families and all the challenges that come with them is Meg Faure. Welcome back, Meg. Lovely to have you.
Hey, Ian.
This is a topic that I battle with every single day. But I think first and foremost, what advice could you give to those families just starting out with regards to home and job responsibilities? How do we do it?
Yeah, how do we juggle those balls? It
Yeah.
always is a tough one. I think it's different for every family. I mean, you will have families where one parent chooses to be an at-home parent, and that's great. But for most of us, we're both juggling careers and kids. What we've always felt, and I believe that this is the best advice I could give parents, is that one parent must have the buck stops with them. So it's usually the parent who has the more flexible job responsibilities, so they can take time off if they need to get to the doctor for a child, or if they have to watch a school concert during, in the afternoon or whatever it is. I think it's important that there is one parent who is that parent, that is there for the kids regardless whatever happens, and then the other parent can really focus in on their work. It's hard though being that parent, because inevitably you're doing your work and at the same time you're actually doing the kid balls too, it's a big juggle.
Absolutely, and for the other parent having the full-time job and not as flexible, you feel like you're missing out. But we are talking about that quality time. I mean, it is very, very important, and this is something for me that's very important that I've also realized recently is I don't feel like I'm getting the necessary quality time in with my young ones, and I feel like I'm just missing out because they're growing up way too fast. What is the best thing that we can do with regards to the time that we do have to make sure that we get quality time in?
Yeah, so I think very importantly, be in the moment when you are there. So if you're with your kids, put the tech down and just try and spend a little bit of time actually focusing in on them, because very often when we're with our kids, we're actually multitasking. So we're checking those emails, responding to social media, and we're not really in the moment. So be in the moment. And then quality time looks different depending on the age of your child. For a newborn baby, quality time is breastfeeding. That's time consuming. It takes time from a mom, but that's quality time. For an older child, maybe it's reading a bedtime story with them, and that should be something that's in place for all children, babies, toddlers, and preschoolers, making sure you can read stories at night. And then if you've got teenagers in the home, setting aside just once a week to go to an ice cream shop or to pop out for a cup of coffee with them, because that time one-on-one while you're sitting for 15 minutes still is amazing quality time, and you can't believe the things that your teenager will say to you in those moments.
Yeah, because you've got to facilitate that conversation from a parent's point of view. We've been laughing about this just off air just now about budgeting, and when it comes to family meal times and food and how do people survive, how can we stretch our budget to make sure that our family still gets good nutrition, because with everything going on, we need good nutrition in our lives.
Absolutely, yeah, and food is just getting more and more expensive. I would definitely say go in for bulk vegetables. Go and do a big veggie shop once a week of a big pocket of butternut potatoes, carrots, that sort of thing. That's a good way to go. Eggs are fabulous because although they're expensive, they're so full of nutrients. So, a good 36 or, even bigger crate of eggs is a good way to go. And then really avoid the things that steal your money with no nutrition. And that's things like fizzy drinks, chocolates, packets of chips. A packet of chips can be 10 to 20 rand, and there's no nutrition in it. So really watch what you're feeding your kids. Try and go in for the things that are nutritional, buy them in bulk, and head for fruit and veggies.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, based on the nutrition and the value for money, I mean, what do you think are some of the basic staples that we should focus on? I mean, you mentioned stay away from your fizzy drinks, your chips, and that kind of stuff. What should we have in our cupboards, in our fridges, to make sure that we do get that healthy nutrition in? Yeah,
so definitely the fruit and vegetables I would focus in on. And your staple starchy veggies are generally less expensive. Things like sweet potatoes are fabulous. But I would also say, try and get in one meal a week with some really good protein and iron. So even if you are buying chicken livers or even, offal really is fabulous. It's so full of vitamins and minerals and so on. And then obviously your chickens are also a very, more cost-effective way to go. As soon as you're into fish and beef and so on, unfortunately your prices start to skyrocket.
Absolutely, and as a young family, like we mentioned, starting out, life is getting hectic and it becomes very difficult to stretch the rand. Well, I really think Meg shared some valuable insights that young parents can incorporate into their lives, like stretching the budget, but still making sure your family gets all the nutrients they need to maintain their health. Now, one of the most budget-friendly breakfasts you can choose for your family is Jungle Oats, and not just because it won't break the bank. Now, the best advice I can give from my own experiences as a young parent is to start out as you intend to continue, and also to remember to not be too hard on yourself if you drop the ball every now and then.
South Africa's original oat champion now has a range of nutritious, delicious muesli. New Jungle Muesli, available in an exciting variety of flavors.